Turf Moor?
Well, Burnley don't score enough goals, and Arsenal score lots of them, more than people think. Also, they have the best defensive record in the Premier League. I think this is going to be another morale-boosting away win for Arsenal.
That means that West Ham need a big reaction after losing by such a big margin. They go to Forest, another tricky one.
Yes, very tricky. Forest right on the cusp of that relegation zone. need a victory. And like you say, West Ham and David Moyes will definitely expect a reaction after getting slapped 6-0. And I was the one that said it was going to be a draw, Jules.
I wasn't going to say anything. I said me. I took the name. What do you think about Burnley versus Arsenal?
I think this is the time that Mikel Arteta's men need to get down to business. I personally still don't think we've seen the very best of Arsenal that we saw last season in that running. So I think that Mikel Arteta and his players will expect to get better and better, and it all just seems to be fitting into place. Martinelli coming back into form, Trossard firing from the bench, Saka back on form, Odegaard starting to pull the strings. I think things are looking quite good at Arsenal at the moment. Cue them losing this weekend.
Declan Rice clearly took that to heart, because when he scored against his old club West Ham, and it was a fantastic finish from him. It was the 6th one, so you could be forgiven for being a little bit low key. But look, he's gone, I'm not celebrating at all. I think that's a really dignified, thoughtful thing to do. A real sign of a really good human being. Don't you think, Darren?
Yeah, I mean...
Not celebrating against your old side.
Honestly, do you know what? Josh, I knew something was going on. I knew it. I think when you look at this type of scenario compared to... honestly, wrong.
Every time you think it's over, you go again with another celebration. There's a story behind that.
I love a good stitch-up in the morning.
For me on that one, there is an kind of story to that, because obviously my relationship with the Spurs fans. Yeah. But with the Declan Rice one, like, I've scored against Ipswich, the team that I started my career at, and didn't celebrate because there is that respect element there. But I knew that was coming.
Penalty against them earlier in the season as well.
I missed 3 in one season.
Yeah, and then
I took 3 at the Stadium of Light, missed 2, and missed 1 at White Hart Lane.
Yeah. That was tough.
So a
little bit of, yeah. You could be forgiven for celebrating under those circumstances. Oh, yeah. Although, to be fair, Wrighty, we often kind of give... We give you a load of goals as well when that you scored. And to be fair, there was a goal there that you were celebrating, so that's all fine. But look, Arsenal were celebrating, and, like, rightly so, because when you look at the way, Rachel, that it went after that game against Liverpool, and you think... OK, you can do it against Manchester City at the Emirates, you can do it against Liverpool at the Emirates, you can get those wins. What you need to do now is make sure you follow that up with a really good performance, because I think it was a draw after the City win. And this one it wasn't just a win, it was an emphatic win at the London Stadium, and 6 goals with 5 different goal scorers.
Yeah, and I think just touching on the celebrations, for me, I actually think that's fine, but I think you then have to accept you have to take your medicine. So you choose to celebrate that early, then you need to be ready. If things don't quite continue as they are at the moment, then you've got to be ready that some people might choose to rub that in your face down the line. But, yeah, I think it was a great performance. I think probably people expected it to be a lot tighter than it was, and I think maybe in the early stages of the game it was a little more balanced. I think Arsenal are just hitting a really good bit of form. You can feel the environment and the energy between the players. I think Arteta probably likes to maybe wind people up and fuel that energy probably a little more outwardly. But I think you can sense there's just a good camaraderie amongst the group. And the fact they've got goals coming from different players, you know, Saliba getting, you know, the 2 goals, I think that's really important, because a lot of people have spoken about Arsenal missing a 9, and Jesus, when he's not playing or injured, whatever the reason may be, I think teams probably hone in on that a lot, and probably, you know, a result like that really goes a long way for that group of players.
Do you know, that performance, I thought, was always coming, because you look at the way they played against West Ham a couple of weeks back, and it wasn't the fact that they didn't play badly, they just couldn't take their chances. The moment you score early, or you get that momentum, and that Liverpool game certainly, given that last weekend, you knew this result was coming, so it was just a matter of time. And I think the tactical awareness from Arteta to try certain players, Trossard was a masterstroke. I always believe that it wasn't going to continue. That not scoring goals, you got to do... Martinelli, too good of a player. Saka, these guys are too good of a player to continue for too long. All it took was that one, and that result maybe against Liverpool gave them the confidence. But that one there